Fortnite Chapter 6 Season 1 is finally here, and this might just be the best season of all time. In this video, I'm going to be going over how you can hit Unreal as fast as possible in this new season and going over what weapons you should be carrying and some key strategies to help you in Ranked. Now, if you do find this video to be helpful, please feel free to like, as if we hit 50 likes on this video, then I will be dropping a how to qualify for the solo cash cup video. To start it out, let me tell you about the format of Ranked, which is that off-spawn kills give very little percent. Mid-game kills give a decent amount of rank, but those in-game kills are going to be giving you the most amount of rank, and you will also get some rank from your placement. Now, also, the other thing is the higher the rank the player that you kill is, the more rank you are going to be getting from eliminating them. Now, let's get straight into what weapons you should be carrying in Ranked, as this can help you a ton just by winning more fights with the loot you carry. When it comes to the ARs, I think everyone should be carrying the Hollow Twist AR because this thing absolutely beams and is the only AR in the game with a scope on it at all times. It also has very little recoil, so as long as you have your crosshair on the enemy, you should be pretty good. Now, the next AR is the Fury AR, and this gun is really good as well, but has lots more recoil and doesn't have a scope, but it's really good in that close to mid-range and is way more of a normal spray weapon. Now, when it comes to the shotguns, the Sentinel Pump shotgun is going to be the best shotgun in the game, as like every season, the pump is usually the better shotgun. This thing hits for a lot of damage, and if you manage to get a mythic one, it has the ability to be able to 200 pump enemies. So if that's not saying enough, I don't know what will. Now, after all of this, you want to be carrying two things of heals at least, usually minis and big pox, as there's plenty of campfires around the map if you can't find any whites. Now, we still have one slot left, and that is where I want you guys to be carrying the Void Mask, as this is going to be the best mobility in the game, so you're going to be able to move around the map to look for fights, or if you get yourself in a sticky situation, you can always just teleport out of there. Now, the next thing we will be going over is how you should be fighting, which is going to be playing fast, but also playing very patient and looking for the right angles. I say this as being able to finish out the fight fast will be really good this season, as there is many spray guns that are insane when somebody third parties you and there's some movement around the map, so if they hear you fighting, they can easily third party you quickly. Also, it should be easier to finish out fights than Remix season, as there is plenty more spray weapons to be able to not let them heal or just jump into somebody's box. Now that we got all of that out of the way, I would like to tell you guys where you should be landing on this totally new map, and that is all going to depend on your playstyle and if you're good at taking fights or not. So firstly, if you are good at taking fights, then I would suggest landing at some of the best POIs on the map. So the best POI is going to be the Demon's Dojo, as this is the only POI on this map with a medallion, and this medallion is going to reload your weapons for you pretty quickly, so it can be very useful. But if you don't really care that much about the medallion but still want to take some good fights, then I would suggest you landing at places like Night Shift Forest, as this POI has the most chests on the entire map, or land at Seaport City, as this could very well be the new Tilted of this chapter. Now we are going to be going over some of the good places to land if you want to be uncontested. So one of the first drops is going to be the left of Night Shift Forest, as this drop has about 10 chests, and I've dropped here a couple times this season. I haven't been contested in one single game. But I would expect this to change, as when you get into a higher rank, as more people will stop landing at the big POIs and try to play placement, but don't worry, because it will be very unlikely you'll be contested there a lot. Now, the next spot I will be showing you is going to be near the Shining Span, as this spot will have 14 chest spawns and is on the edge of the map, so it will be less likely to be contested. Also, if you don't manage to get enough loot, there is plenty of single chests around the drop that you can loot pretty quickly, and there's lots of mats on the side of the map for you to get. Now, once you have managed to land at these drops and surviving the off spawn of Ranked, I will be now telling you guys how you can survive the mid game. So the mid game is probably going to be the hardest part of Ranked, because you can get easily third partied this season or just beamed out of nowhere, so you're going to want to stay on the edge of zone and only take fights on the dead side of zone, where you're less likely to get third partied. But if you do take a fight, you'll need to execute and eliminate the other player as fast as possible. Now, after this, you'll find yourself in the end game, and honestly, this is where you really want to play well, as you've already spent 20 minutes in the game, and the better you place and the more kills you get, the more percent you will go up. But if you do somehow manage to get to moving zones in Ranked, you need to be playing high ground, as you will easily be able to get more kills and spray down at people below you, which will in turn help you win the game. And of course, winning is the most important, as it will give you the most amount of percent in the game, so definitely go for the win. Now, since I have gone over all of that, I will now be telling you guys what game modes are going to be the easiest for you to rank up fast in. The game mode that will be the easiest is the game mode that you're the best in, because there is not much of a difference in percentage gained between solos and duos. I would say that duos is probably going to be a little easier, especially if you aren't that good at fighting as a solo, and in duos, if you manage to get into a bad spot, you can always get rebooted by a teammate. But if you are good at fighting as a solo and that is your specialty, then I would play that, as it's still really good for ranking up and you are just better at it. Also, if you're doing bad at one of the game modes, make sure to switch up the mode, as if that's going from solos to duos or vice versa, as you could just be way better at the other mode than you think. Now, in this video, I'm pretty sure I have covered absolutely everything you will need to know about ranking up fast and hitting Unreal as fast as possible. But without further ado, if you like this type of content, be sure to like and subscribe, and also use my code Piggleqt in the Fortnite item shop, and I'll see you guys in the next one.